It's Ross, aka the Nerd Third, and I just want to talk about something. That something is called The Life of Pablo. Yep, that's it. This is what's called an album review, or in this case, just talking about the album in general. No score, just my general thoughts and opinions. Because why ruin things with scores? Anyway, so the album starts out with kind of like a song called Father Stretch My Hands. I think that, I listened to the album like so many times, but sometimes I forget the album title. Shit like that. Anyway, it's called Father Stretch My Hands, and it's kind of reminds me of a religious, feel to it. Hold on, get something real quick. This part is kind of awkward because I'm looking at my phone. Okay, anyway, I'm back. Sorry. The first song is called Ultralight Beam. You know, and every time I play the album, I just go on Twitter and write ultralight meme, ultralight ice cream, things of that variation. But the interesting thing about Kanye, throughout his career, he references, religious themes or thing, and that's the kind of funny thing is like when people want to say Kanye and Christianity in the same sentence. It's like, well, he's an asshole, he's this and the other thing, blah blah blah. But the thing is, aren't we also assholes too? So you can't be like, oh, well, I hate him, blah blah blah, and you know yourself. But the thing is, throughout his body of work, he had songs referring to God and all that stuff. I'm not gonna suck. Oh shit, you know. I don't want to offend people. But the thing is, it's like it relates to he basically addresses that there's a higher power and shit like that, you know. And then it follows with Father Stretch My Hand Part 1 and 2. And the interesting thing about this record, um, I noticed a lot of songs feels like it has, you know, not necessarily sequels per se, but like I guess a part two because the song will lead off and then start with another one. And a perfect example, obviously, is part 1 and 2. If two different songs, but it just blends in so well, it feels like one extended song. And I think that was the case of this album. And if that was the purpose, it's well done. But when I first heard it, again, or this December, whatever, um, I was like kind of tripping out because wait, what does he have designer Panda on here? Like, how does that work out? Like, did Panda? I'm gonna call him Panda Man. Did Panda Man like record it for this, or did he just sample it and liked it from there? I don't know. It's kind of confusing. But either way, it kind of works, I guess, because and I mean, I don't know. It's just really weird. Anyway, I'm gonna move on with the album. So, and then after those is the infamous song "Famous." Now, a lot of people hated that song because of that one particular line. I think we all know what line I'm talking about. Now I think first time I heard that song, that was kind of a turn off. I mean, the when I first heard that album, it's kind of a turn off because it seemed kind of like, oh, whatever, something to be angry about. But at the same time, this is Kanye West we're talking about. He likes to say crazy shit just to get a reaction out of people. So of course he's gonna put a line like that, in the album, And also there's some stuff like 30 hours, for example. I mean it's a good song, but at the end of the song he just starts kind of going off track, I guess, and just like start calling people on his phone and say like this is I'm just freestyling and starts saying random stuff. To me that feels like he just being comfortable, like either comfortable with his fame or just kind of like screwing around knowing that people were gonna like it anyway. It's kind of like he could drop a homeless he could drop a homeless looking clothing line and people will eat that shit up. So it's kind of like a little making fun of his fans, saying like, "Hey, I just dropped crap. Are you gonna like it?" Well, I like his music. I just don't like his clothing. Anyway, speaking of fans and shit like that, the song "I Love Kanye," which feels to me has like a very Deadpool humor or Deadpool type vibe, and that I mean, he references himself and he references people saying that he changed and everything, and kind of references the old Kanye and how he like moved on to the new version of how he's like if he didn't say that in the song, but if the old him were to meet the new him, they wouldn't like each other. Obviously, they wouldn't. Um, and I kind of let's be honest, I kind of lost my train of thought. Anyway, the silver. I think the silver server intermission would just random, to be honest, because like I would say a large portion of Kanye's fan base probably don't know who Max B is, and to be honest, I don't really know who Max B is until it was said on Twitter, like how they're Wiz and Kanye for some weird reason were beefing against each other, and then they said like Wiz Khalifa mentioned Max B, so that's where I kind of researched it. Although I haven't heard any of his music. Um. Okay. Well. Anyway. Um. This is a good album, but in some cases it can be inconsistent. You know how like it goes like really upbeat and shit, and then kind of like a random freestyle or the beat changes or whatever. And unlike some albums where it's like it gives you kind of change, it changes a little bit over the time. It just kind of boom, boom. Like it to me, it feels kind of like a movie. It feels very theatrical or cinematic in the sense that there's a scene, there's a dramatic action, and then boom, here's another scene. Here's the set pieces and shit. Boom, here, and it moves really quickly, but if you're want structure in an album, if you're the type of person that enjoyed um To Pimp a Butterfly, this probably won't be your taste. But if you like really weird albums, I'm not gonna say like really weird like Death Grips type of weird, but if you just like just random stuff, I guess, then this would be your cup of tea. If But then again, like what he said in I Love Kanye, this probably, if you're like as a fan of the old school Kanye that talked about uplifting shit, this album is probably not your sip of tea or cup of tea, whatever. Anyway, that's it with the album review. And like this video, subscribe, share, whatever you want to do. And I'll see you in another video.